Hey, what's up? What's going on, you guys? Um, Tonight is gonna be a little different. Well, this morning is gonna be a little different. It's about 2:16 a.m. I just came home at like 12:45. Had something to eat, and I watched a movie of Mice and Men. I'm watching that on YouTube, chilling, relaxing. But I honestly want to talk about working in America, unwritten rules to having a job. This is something I would love to discuss with my son because he's at an age now where he's off of my pockets, but still he's asking for stuff, and I talk to him and I'm like, yo, listen, I'm not gonna be here all the time, and I can't just give you money. You have to actually get out there and work for it. You're gonna have to get a job. You're gonna have to you know um, get out and go do something. Can't just be around the house no more. You got to get a job. And I wasn't urged, I wasn't rushed to get a job, but being the fact that my mother came down here and she smelled shit at her job, her workplace. Because I remember as a child, I had to be about 9 or 10. My mother in her room, and she just crying, crying, crying. Coming to find out, she lost her job, um, and she just like she's just emotional and crying and everything. So this is something I've learned along the way towards like, having a job and maintaining a job and keeping a job and, making that job work for you. So I had some time today because I started a job, and I mean, the job is pretty simple. It's pretty easy. But for me to learn the basics, it was rather hard at first because, how do I put this? The job is easy, but still yet hard because of the environment. It's a job outside and it's not inside. I'm not sitting down as much now. I got to get out. I got to be outside. Rain, sleet, snow, sunny. So, and plus New York just had a blizzard. So it's nasty. Outside is nasty. The temperature is like 14 degrees, 10 degrees a couple days ago, and I'm outside. So I want you guys to see this from like how do like I don't want you guys to think that every job is the same. Every job's not the same. Different jobs, different perspectives, um, different different backgrounds. All right, depending on where you're working. But tonight I want to talk about this job because like at this job, old heads, right? These are like people who's been there for about a year or 2 or 3 years, and they got the hang of it, and they feel comfortable in their position, all right? And like some of them are not afraid to, just do the job any old how. But me speaking, um, I just wrote down some stuff, and I would like to go through it with you guys because this is like just the only way I could do it. So, old heads making waves because they're afraid that they're going to lose their jobs because someone lost their jobs being careless within the company. So this goes towards like people who have a job, and you don't really pay too much attention to what you're doing. You just like, you know, um, I know how to do this and it's nothing to me. So I don't have to follow all the rules, and I don't have to do this or do that. And I feel like I'm in the boss's back pocket. Like these people depend on me. You feel that way in the moment. You feel that way like these people actually depend on me. When in fact they don't. All right. Um, some people get fired for being careless at their jobs, and it's not to their fault, but just like somebody seen what they did and somebody spoke up about it. Somebody felt the way and they were fired. You know, a lot of people are not gonna see it, but it happens. You might know how to do a job like the back of your hand, and the boss might come around. You might be cool with him, but he has a higher boss. he has somebody who has money on the line. Like, I can't, you know, can't having you not follow the rules and everybody else is following the rules. You feel like you could get away with it. That's when you get fired. So I've had to see, like, within the last 20 years of me working in the United States, like, retirement now. I'm thinking about retirement. I'm thinking about, just finding myself a place, um, building a home, and just getting out of this grid. So retirement, get your money and move on it. It's not your family's business in this country. It's strictly business. There's rules and consequences. So you might find you're working with people and they're able to get away with stuff because they might have family in the job or in the company. All right, and they could get away with it. You, on the other hand, you have to see it that, like, okay, so they have people looking out for them, but I'm here by myself. So I got to focus on my money. I got to make sure my money is right. And by making sure that my money is right, I have to do my job and do nothing over that. Just do my job. Do what I came to get paid for, and study about getting money out of this company and not spending or wasting money in the company. Like, how do I put this? You're going above and extra for this company, and you're going to these events that they're having, and you're making yourself well known in the company, and everybody knows you, and everybody, no, you don't do that. Despite what you may think, there's consequences and there's rules. The rules are follow the book. Make sure you don't go above or beyond what the book says. Like, for most of these fast food chains, like a lot of people, my bad, a lot of people might take home an extra meal, or you might not want to cook, or you might not want to do this, and you might not want to do that. But in the book, it says you can't take anything from this job. You can't, like, leave this job with nothing but what you came in this company with. So you got to play it by that. Don't take nothing. Don't do anything. Mind your business. Get your money and go home. This is not family. This is a business. And when the shoe is on the other foot, you'll see who has your back, and nobody has your back. All right. I have found myself working at companies where it was like totally understaffed. Like, it was just me and probably another person when it should be like four of us, and two of us are closing. I say this because I've worked at McDonald's before, and it was just me and a manager. The manager would take orders, and I had to be there to, like, clean the grill. I had to wash the dishes. I had to do all of this and make sure, like, the store is back open by 4 o'clock, if not like 4:30, 5 o'clock, when the new staff comes in. I was going above and beyond when they should have 3 people in there working, all right? Or 4 people working. Somebody to do the dishes and somebody to clean the grill and maintain the food while it's going in and going out. I was going above and beyond. That's not happening no more. I found that to be a waste of time and energy. So we're not doing that no more. Now, moving on. See it for what it is. Don't ever get too comfortable where you are, because other people have their eyes on your position. Okay, so climbing up in ranks. You think you go there and you might become a crew trainer, or you might be just somebody they know to, like, train people, or like just somebody that is dependable, right? And they're using you, but they're not paying you for what they say you're worth. They're not paying you your worth. So you're doing it for free, and you're catching feelings towards training other people, and it just has a negative negative stigma on you towards other people, because you feel bad because new people are getting hired and you're still there stuck. You're not being paid what you're worth. You're not rising in the company. You're just stuck. And a lot of people will see this. All right. Another thing I want to talk about too is that it's not that I'm taking your job because I'm a new hire. Don't be nasty. I'm looking to make money, not friends. A lot of you guys go into these companies and you build a friendship or two with people. You get to know these people, and you feel real comfortable, and you start sharing stories about yourself with these people, and it comes back to haunt you, because you might say, well, I did this at my other job, or you know well, I don't do that because my other job didn't require me to do it, and it bites you in the end, because these people then go back and tell the supervisor, like, hey, well, he said he's not doing it, and he don't do that. It is what it is, and they feel away, and they chalk that up. They put that on your back. They make sure they know, like, okay, well, he said he's not going to do it. I'll keep that in mind, and when push comes to shove, they're going to lean on you. They're going to say, hey, either you do it or you can go home. Sent home several times for not wanting to do shit, losing money, losing hours. Just gotta hustle a different way. Now, you're just another employee that's online. There's always new hires. There's always a new clock-in number at the company. Don't ever get too comfortable in this job to where you feel like they can't get it done without you, because they can get it done without you. I don't even know if you guys are hearing me, but yeah. So they can get it done without you. But speaking to you man to man, I'm going to tell you this. In all my time, I thought, like, I was the shit. I know what I'm doing, and nobody could do my job but me. But lo and behold, I was replaceable. This is not like the what is that? That there's this movie where this guy handed off like a floppy drive to one guy, and he looked at it and he saw that the company was being sold, or being crumbling from the inside out. All right, it's about stocks, whatever, boom. But the company is the company is always hiring new people, and you gotta be a part of it. You gotta understand, like, yo, listen, this is a company. This is not family. This is not like I can just I can't live without you. You can be fired. You can get fired for the simplest things, and you're just a number. You're just another employee online. Despite what they tell you, they say to you, you are replaceable. Please understand that. Now, don't ever find yourself being, like, you can't work with people, because it just doesn't help your situation. It doesn't help you as an employee. Be always open to work with people, show people what they're doing, because you don't know. You might have to leave the job. Something might happen, and they have to do it. And push comes to shove, they're gonna have to train to do it, whether you like it or not. They're gonna have to do it. So either way, you're just holding up time or keeping some information back from people which you could share with them. So it really doesn't matter. But understanding that going all out for a company is not gonna save you in the long run. I've said this time and time again. You taking the extra hours because somebody didn't show up, or because you felt like, I can come in, it's a Saturday, and I got it on my head, like, yo, I can get this money, so let me go in and do this extra hours. Let me do this. Let me do that, and walk away, because at the end of the day, they're just using you. It's just like they're using you. So for every dollar, make sure you get paid for it. All right. Don't sit there and say to yourself like, this company cannot survive without me. It needs me, and you know, companies can survive without you, surely. It took me about what, so like 7 days, 7, 8 days to get a job, to get interviewed, and to actually start working. Took me a little bit more time to actually get into the job, but I got interviewed and I started working within like a week and a half. So you're replaceable. Um, you can't treat this job or any job like, there's nothing, nobody else that can do it. Always remember that. What else? 99 problems and yeah, 99 problems and 99 problems right, and that one thing wrong will cost you your job. Just know this. So you could be the person they turn to, the person that that runs the store. You could be a manager at McDonald's. You could be climbing up in the ranks. You could be just the hot shot at your job for the time being. But you always have to know that you might get away with a little here and there. But when push comes to shove, like, they're gonna say, "Yo, look, we can't have you do this. Like, we can't be having you do this." And please know that all of these companies are videotaping you. Like, you're on camera. Like, it's like candy camera, and the only time they look for the video is when you start fucking up. When you start fucking up their money, or you playing with their business, they watch you. They have eyes on you 24/7. All right, don't ever like, a lot of people get caught on camera stealing money, and for some reason I don't know how you guys do this, how you feel comfortable stealing money and still going back to this job, but that's you. Um, I don't steal. Um, I've never stolen from anybody, and everything that I have, I had to work for. Anything that you see me have, I had to work for. It might not be new to you, but it's something that I cherish because I had to work for it. I had to sit there and not suck up, but bear with people, using me, and the time I was like, you know, I was looked over because I've worked for I'll say for McDonald's. I'll be honest, I've worked for McDonald's, and some of these same managers, before I became a manager, it was like they would ask me to do their job because I knew how to do their job better than they did. So they would ask me how to do their job. But I was looked over in the ranks to becoming a manager, time and time again and time again. And at another job too. Like, I have experience. I've done the job over and over again, and still I was looked over, you know. So I had to play the part of, I just come to get my money. I don't care about what's going on. I come to get my money, pay me so I can leave. And all of that, me doing overtime and me staying back and me hanging and chilling with people, it's not working for me. You know why? Because the same people that you hung and you chilled with and you had all these great times with, and your hard times and the times where, you said to yourself, look, hey, I'm down. You know, none of these people is gonna say to you, look, hey, or reach out to you and say, look, hey, what's going on? Like, you good? Like, you working? What's going on? Nobody reaches out to you. Nobody says, like, hey, come, like, I got, I know a couple people out here. I could get you hired, or I can do this for you. I can, I got people over here. Let me put you on. Let me try to, look out for you. Boom. Nobody ever does that. Nobody ever does that. All right. Everybody's in this shit for themselves. And I hope you can see that before it's too late. All right. What else? I'm sorry, but it might sound like I'm just blabbering on, but please take my foolish words and listen to them, and I hope you guys are better at, this work thing than I was. All right, because working is not easy, and I mean it can be fun, but it's not easy. This is something hard, and looking back, I feel like I was looked over so much, and I didn't speak up. I didn't really. At that point, I really didn't care. I didn't care that much about the company. After working for people for like, so like after like your third year, you say, oh man, damn, like what am I doing? Like, you know, you don't feel good, you don't feel comfortable, and every person that gets hired, you see them come and surpass you. And well, in New York, in the jobs where there might be a racial divide, you start to see like, oh, okay, I see how it goes. Like, yeah, that's the reason why you were not you were looked over, and the reasons why people came and surpassed you in that division, and still up to this day they came and they left, but you stayed and you got your money, and you now just doing what you gotta do. So it's like things like that I had to realize. And I wish I could go back and change a few things, but I can't. And all that is now is experience and knowledge which I have gained and attained, because nothing or nobody will teach you better than your own experiences. That's why you see like some of these old people, you can hire them to do a job because they're gonna maintain that job and keep that job because they've become so, how do you say this? Like, they become so diligent at doing what they do. It might take them some time to get it done, but they're gonna do it right. That's something I had to realize. But anyway, I might be blabbering on, been going on for like 25 or 20 something minutes. But yeah, man, like, just be careful, man. A lot of people come into jobs and they feel a way about you getting a job, and they talk shit. And you just gotta play your part, stay low, get your money, build your capital, and move the fuck on. Don't sit there and stay stuck or get it twisted that you guys are family, and oh, this is a family. We boys, we girls, we this. Every man is in this bitch for themselves. Just so you know, all right. Anyway, I'm done talking. Hope you guys learn something or gain something, but it's not easy in New York. Well, it's not easy in America. In America, it's not easy. So the same shit that my mother smelled, and I tried to prevent my kids from smelling, they're gonna have to smell because I didn't get it at first. I didn't get it, but now I got it, and I gotta make a better way for myself, which will then in turn make a better way for them. So, you know, what can I say? Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys did listen to something, did heard something, or at least understood what I said, because it, I'm tired. I'm just tired. I gotta go see if I can get some rest. Gotta wake up early. Um, Head back to work. So yeah, I guess I'll talk to you guys later or tomorrow or whenever, But hope you guys did enjoy the video, man. Till then,